Welcome to our video. This week, political tensions in Israel have come to a boiling point, as proposals by President Isaac Herzog to end the country's 10-week political crisis have been rejected by the governing coalition. In this video, we'll discuss the People's Directive proposed by President Herzog, and the response from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the governing coalition, as well as the current political situation in Israel. On Wednesday evening, President Herzog addressed the nation, saying that Israel is in the throes of a profound crisis, and that a real civil war may not be far from view. The People's Directive proposed by the President was an attempt to end the standoff between the government and the protest movement, and to protect the rule of law and democratic norms. These changes were criticized by the tech sector, military reservists, and the public, who took to the streets holding signs calling the changes the end of democracy. President Herzog responded to the government's criticism on Thursday morning, describing his proposals as a basis for work and change. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Netanyahu issued an immediate no to the proposal, and instead flew to Germany to meet with Chancellor Olaf Scholz. Upon his arrival, Scholz expressed his concern about the situation in Israel and urged Netanyahu to reconsider the proposal. Netanyahu argued his plans merely sought to bring Israel's democracy in line with other Western democracies, and accused the protesters of slandering him with falsifications. The proposed changes, which were advocated by far-right members of Netanyahu's coalition, included bills that would give politicians control over the selection of Supreme Court judges, and an override clause that would quash court rulings with a simple parliamentary majority. The purpose of these changes is widely believed to be an attempt to make it easier for Netanyahu to avoid prosecution in current corruption trial. President Herzog's plan aimed to create a balanced process for the selection of Supreme Court justices that included 3 ministers, the court president, 2 judges and 2 civil servants. Unfortunately, this proposal was not seen as far-reaching enough by the government, and was summarily dismissed. Currently, there are rumors that Netanyahu may be considering forming a coalition with a centrist party instead, in order to avoid an election. As the situation in Israel continues to develop, we must keep track of how the governing coalition moves forward. Whether or not the People's Directive proposed by President Herzog is revived, or if the political standoff will end with a compromise, remains to be seen. We hope the situation resolves itself in the coming days for the sake of the people of Israel. Thank you for tuning into our video.